Hello and welcome to episode 24 of the Failsafe Fitness Golf Show. My name is Michael Joshua. I am the owner of Failsafe Fitness Limited, and I'm here over the next 20 or 30 minutes to give you some golf tips, my thoughts on some of the news that's come out this week, and of course some of the events that happened last weekend as well. Keeping you up to date with some interesting topics in the world of golf, and also helping you improve your golf game with some drills as well. So I'm going to crack straight into the show this week with the obvious promotions that I have got going on at the company. So everything is 5 for 4 at the minute. Everything is £20 a session, apart from we have a range session and a Sunday morning short game, which is £10 a pop. But 5 for 4 is available on the website or direct with me. So that's personal training, nutrition and weight management, and golf performance coaching. If you're looking to get stronger, whatever the sport may be, it doesn't have to be golf. If you're looking to get leaner as a person, then get in touch. If you're looking to change your diet and you're looking to get stronger or faster at anything, let me know. Get in touch. We can certainly help you out. I have confirmation date as well for the Failsafe Clients Day. So all those golf performance people that are out there, this is the date you're waiting for. So it's going to be 3 p.m. is the tee off time. Everybody needs to be there for about 2:30. Sorry, 2 o'clock. I do apologize. I apologize. I'm reading off the wrong script. Scratch whatever's just happened. I do apologize. It is actually going to be 1 o'clock tee off time, and everyone's going to be there for 12:30, so we can get you into your groups, get you ready to tee off. You can choose to either have food beforehand or food after. It's £25, so it's 9 holes of golf. There's going to be a prize for the individual winner, and there is going to be a team competition going on as well, based on the best score. Whichever the three of you has the best score on a hole, that will go into column D, and you will be able to have the team's best gross score as well. So that's going to be very interesting. So I've got some prizes for the teams. I've got some prizes for the individuals. £25, you get some food, and you get to choose whether you want your food before you play or after you play. So that's going to be a good day. So it's going to be 1 o'clock for the first tee off time, and there are actually 4 spots. So there's actually 12 spaces available, £25, and there are 12 spaces available. So that's going to be 4 teams. It's a first come, first serve basis. If you do want to get on board, get in touch with me. I will book you in as a matter of urgency. Oh, nearly fluffed that one, didn't I? But yeah, that's what's going on with me at the minute. It's been a very interesting week, seen a lot of new clients. Some good, some bad, some wanting to get better, some getting better. I've played some good golf, some terrible golf, some interesting golf in all kinds of weather. It's the British summer at the minute. You don't know whether to wear some kind of Arctic jacket, carry a dinghy, or wear just a mankini. You just don't know. British summer is fantastic. And if this is what it's going to be for the next sort of 2 or 3 months, it's going to be very interesting, especially when it comes to playing lessons, because I've certainly had some interesting ones over the weekend. So yeah, 5 for 4 and everything. Sunday the 7th of July, 1 o'clock tea time. Everybody needs to be there for 12:30. If you're coming early for food, you're going to need to let me know in advance. There are 12 spots available, 4 teams of 3. Let me know as soon as you can, and we will get you booked in. Let's talk about the big boys, shall we? So, big boys this week. LPGA Tour is the KMPG Women's Open, so they're another major for the ladies this week. Going to be very good. It's going to be hard to see. Lilia Vu winning last week uh, was good to see, and obviously Nelly Corder's on some good form. And can Lexi Thompson win a major before she retires at the end of this season? And all that's going to play out over the next weekend. PGA Tour, we are at the Travelers, which is always an interesting tournament. A few dropouts this year. I think there's going to be some interesting players. I think Oberg could potentially win that event. DP World Tour, we are at the KLM Open in Amsterdam for the DP World Tour event. Ladies European Tour, we are at the Tip Sport Czech Ladies Open. And I'm pretty sure that the Live Golf event in Nashville is going to be wild, with Bryson DeChambeau obviously picking up the US Open this last weekend. I mean, what a finish. I mean, Rory missed that putt, and he had that fantastic, 50-odd yard up and down to win his second US Open. And I've got to admit, I'll get into this a little bit later because it is one of the stories of the show, but Bryson is one of the few guys from the Live Tour that I actually miss watching on the PGA Tour. I mean, that three woody hit into the hole on the green, a three wood onto the green from like 350 odd yards or 350ish yards. Fantastic. So that is where all the big boys and girls are playing on the tours this weekend coming up. Um, Blog post, I'm going to look at putting out a little home workout routine. There's going to be a little picture up there. So on the blog, check that out. If you're wanting to get some strength in and some mobility, etc., look out for the next 2 or 3 weeks. There's going to be some workouts being posted on the blog. Whether you're a golfer or whether you're not, whether you're a runner, whatever you want to be, these workouts are going to be pretty universal. They're going to help build some strength and some speed and help lose some weight as well by burning some calories. So look out for those on the blog. Into the news then, and obviously I can't go without mentioning Bryson DeChambeau, as I already have. He's one of the few guys on the PGA Tour, and I've been watching his YouTube channel since its inception. A lot of people didn't like Bryson, and when he left, a lot of people said good or good riddance. And I'm like, well, why? The guy is a fantastic talent. He's awesome. He changed the face of golf, and the rollback, the ball rollback was because of him, because of what he forced a lot of PGA Tour players to do. And obviously, PGA Tour and the R&A and what have you are all to blame for the amount of distance that these players go. But this week was a perfect example of drivable holes, drivable par fours, tough greens. It was set up perfect, and that US Open is pretty much how DP World Tour events should be set up on the reg. I don't think that some of these events are set up tough enough. And then when people are winning 23, 24, 25 under par, the golf courses get upset. The teams, I don't care. I mean, I'm going to put this out there as a question to all the people that listen and the people that listen to the podcast and listen to me personally and some of my probably nonsensical opinions of golf. But do you care? These are the elite of the elite. And whether they win by shooting 2 over or 20 under, do you actually care? As long as the player who played the best that week won, or at least had a good run at it, what do you think? I mean, I've said this about Formula One. I mean, Formula One gets boring because obviously, Lewis's domination, Vettel's domination, um, Schumacher's domination. We can go back. There's eras of domination, and Tiger had that for an extremely long time on the PGA Tour. And as much as people hate me, I don't think Tiger is relevant to the sport anymore. He brought a lot of money to the sport. And I just don't think people care like they used to about Tiger. He's not the influence. He's the old injured guy now. He's the old injured guy with a few memes going knocking about. People like Oberg and Scheffler and Schauffele are the new faces. Morikawa, they're the people that the sport needs to promote, not the Tiger just needs to move on. The only people going to see Tiger now are the people who are either A, have never seen him play, or B, going to watch him because it potentially could be the last time he plays. Just an opinion. But Bryson DeChambeau, John Ram, to some extent, the likes of Bubba Watson, Phil Mickelson, Brooks Koepka, Paul Casey, those are the people on Live that I miss, and Bryson winning this week just justifies that a handful of those guys are very capable of still winning on the PGA Tour. They're not washed up. They took the money for whatever reason they needed to take the money for, and they fully deserve to be on the PGA Tour. It's just they can't seem to come to an agreement about who needs to do. So yeah, very happy that DeChambeau won and justified my faith in the fact that Bryson shifted the needle for everybody in 2021, 2022, and now 2 years later, it was just a fantastic performance from him. It was really, really good to see. Um, Other news I've seen this week is the fact that Angel Cabrera, the 54-year-old who was released from prison in August after serving 2.5 years in prison in Brazil and Argentina, faced a 4-year absence from the game when he was jailed in Brazil and then extradited to his native country on charges of assault, theft, and intimidation of his former partner. As won his first professional event since leaving jail. I mean, people made a big deal out of Cabrera, but at the end of the day, the guy is well past his best. He's done some bad things and he's paid his dues. You know, bringing it to light. I mean, that's just something. The little headline that I saw that he'd won. But I want to congratulate Lilia Vu. Wins a three-way playoff at the Mayor LPGA Classic. She birdied the third hole to defeat Lexi Thompson, again, who's been playing well. Grace Kim to win the event. Lilia Vu won a major last year. She won the Open last year, so I think with the PGA around the corner, this is a very good sign for her coming back into form. It's going to be an interesting week next week at the Ladies PGA, and if I were anybody, I would say go and watch that next week. It's going to be a fun event. And if you're keeping an eye on the golf, a fun event to watch would probably be Nashville. And I'm not talking about the golf because the thing that annoys me about the live coverage is the fact that they start the event. You'll see a couple of holes, and then they'll go and talk some crap about the golf course or the fact that you know Nashville is where country music is, and they'll talk some crap about some country music star that has no relevance to the golf going on course. They'll show pictures of the Grand Ole Opry or whatever. And what the hell are you doing? We just want to watch the golf. It's frustrating coverage. I get frustrated with the PGA and DP World Tour coverage. Don't get me wrong. I think some of that is either innately boring or they're showing the wrong story. They don't tell stories. I think the thing with the Netflix documentaries, they tend to tell a little bit of a story, however twisted they may be. But I think golf journalism and production as a whole, there's a few things. Rory's missed putts and DeChambeau created the drama for them. They didn't need to do a lot, but there were other stories going on at the U.S. Open of amateurs, etc. And they just don't mention it anymore. It's like the money is taken over. It really annoys me. And watching Live Golf, that's the same thing. They'll start the event, they'll play a couple of holes, you'll see about 30 shots, and then they'll cut to David Ferretti in a bunker talking about, you know, him stealing golf clubs as a child from, I don't know, whoever. It's stupid. Uh, yeah, crazy, nuts. That's what I think about golf coverage at the minute. Um, and that's all up for grabs fairly soon, so that's going to be very interesting. And the third thing that caught my eye are from 2028. Obviously, we've seen this that pro golfers are expected to see about a 15-yard driving reduction distance. Um, is at heart aims to reduce the impact of increased hitting distances and golf's long-term sustainability according to the R&A and USGA. Yet we've seen this week drivable par fours and the course setup is more entertaining than trying to take 15 yards off a golfer. There were a lot of irons hit into fairways this week, which is very interesting. Driving irons, 5 irons hybrids into fairways because they had to put it into spots to get it onto the green, and that's just good course setup. All other PGA courses, DP World Tour courses, just need to learn from that. Stop making courses 8,000 yards long. Put obstacles in the way. Narrow the fairways. Make the rough punishing. Make the greens evil. Do that week in, week out, and you're certainly going to get the best players in the world winning events. But Brad Faxon has said 156 players started the week on even par, and now Sunday there's just 5 players under par. Is the ball really going too far? And the answer to that, Brad, is no, the ball isn't going too far. Golf clubs are not going far enough in setting up defenses for their golf courses. Simple as that. And rolling back the golf ball in 2028, which 2030 it's going to be for us. For us mere mortals, the 15 yards that they lose could potentially be 20 to 25 yards we'll lose as amateurs. And that's just pure speculation, but it's a potential. If the professionals swinging at 120 mile an hour are going to lose 15 yards, the amateur players swinging at 80 miles an hour could potentially lose more than 15 yards. Because taking 15 yards off someone swinging 120 mile an hour is not really going to make a lot of difference. But you take even just half that off an amateur already struggling to hit 200 yards, they're having to hit driver hybrid or driver 3-wood and an iron into a green, into a long par 5. So yeah, it's this rollback thing. I don't even know whether companies are working on it. I don't know, because obviously Titleist, Bridgestone, Strixon are all having to make a golf ball legal for 2028 and legal for us in 2030. So yeah, it sounds like it's a long way off, but 4 years. Some of these golf clubs are 2, 3 years in advance. They're already looking at golf ball releases. Golf ball releases every 2 years. Titleist tend to release 1 year, and then everybody else launches the year after. So TP5, um, Tour B, they all launch the year after Titleist. So they get their own little working space and little window to promote their golf ball away from the Titleist brand, because Titleist have been the best selling golf ball because they use the advertising well. So every 2 years the ball changes. So 2024, whatever balls you're buying now, and obviously, and I'm going to say this out loud as well, and I've said this before, is that by changing these golf balls, come 2020, 2030, all the golf ball companies that are lake balls, which I know a lot of amateurs buy because they don't want to spend 40, 50, 60 pounds on a dozen golf balls, but they can spend 20, 30, 40 pounds on 2 dozen golf balls that are lake balls. All those companies are basically defunct as of 2030. The broader spectrum of the golf market is all those golf balls. I know not all of them, but a good 40 or 60% of those golf balls are no longer going to be legal to use anywhere. So club competitions, things like that, if you're still using Tour Balatas from the 90s, then he should be banned. But every single golf ball up until 2027, right the way down to 1990 or 1980, those golf balls all the way up to those dates are null and void. Playing in club competitions with those balls is going to be, illegal, and you'll be getting banned, and people will be confused, and all the businesses that sell lake balls are going to have no stock. They won't have a business, and they will have a business because people will still buy them and will still use them, but their stocks are going to be very low, and we might even see some of those go under. Well, that's pretty much everything in terms of what I wanted to have a moan about this week. So let's get into the tips. And this is something I'm going to do with a lot of my clients over the next week, month, whatever. When you come for a lesson, we're going to try and do this. So beginners who are struggling to hit the ball, who are learning how to hit the ball, or even amateurs that are 30 plus handicap that are struggling for strikes. These are 2 or 3 drills that I want you to go and try when you're on the range. So the first one is going to be the stop drill. So I want a little 3/4 swing, so shoulder to shoulder swing, but I want you to, at the ball, I want you to, because we only have hold of the handle of the club. So what I want you to do at impact, I want you to try and stop. I don't want you to actually stop because you're going to have to be very strong to stop the club head dead. But what I want you to do is at impact, when your hands hit the impact position, I want you to try and just stop your hands. The club will kick through and roll you through into your finish. What this is going to do is teach you how that club head is reacting through the ball. So you're going to do that. You're going to hit probably 2 or 3 shots and then hit a normal shot, and then hit 2 or 3 shots by just trying to stop it, and then you're going to hit and let it roll through. That's going to go take you on your natural arc through the bottom position of your swing. The second drill you're going to do is you're going to hit 5 slices and 5 hooks. So you're going to hit, sorry, tell a lie. We'll do it this way. This will be easier. So you're going to hit 1 slice and 1 hook, 1 slice, 1 hook, 1 slice, 1 hook. So I really want you to feel that the club's moving under the ball and you're slicing the golf club. And then I really want you to turn that head over and hook the ball. So you're going to do 1 hook, 1 slice, 1 hook, 1 slice, 1 hook, 1 slice. So 3 balls, 6 balls, 3 hooks, 3 slices, 1 after each other. And then you're going to go back to just hitting 3 normal shots. This is great with a bucket of balls. It's going to be great for you. And what this is going to do, so the first one is going to teach you how the club's reacting through impact. You trying to stop the ball, because as I've said to everybody this week, the hands have got to slow down for the club head to go over, take over. Otherwise, you're never going to hit the ball. The club's going to be above the ball, you're never going to hit it. So at some point, your hands have got to stop, slow down, and that's teaching you how your hands slow down and how the club reacts through the ball. This drill is you controlling the club face, closing the face to hook it, opening the face to slice it. It's teaching you how to control the club face path where it's pointing at the bottom of the ball. The other one's teaching you how it reacts through, and the other one, then this drill is teaching you how to control it. So you're going to hit 1 slice, 1 hook, 1 slice, 1 hook times 3, and then you're going to hit 3 normal shots, and then you're going to do it again. And hopefully the ones you hit again are going to be somewhere between a slice and a hook. And then the third thing is shoulder turn. And I've seen and spoken to a couple of people this week about shoulder turn. And what a lot of people seem to want to do is they want this inside out path. So, and what they think is an inside out path is they either right arm extends away from the body, then they drop it inside, and they're flipping it with their hands at the bottom, creating an upward closed face outward angle. So path goes to the right, club points left, and they're hitting this draw, but it's a really spinny draw. Loads of top spin. Yes, it's rolling far, but yeah. And then they're creating this. They're not getting enough shoulder turn because they're wearing their arms like a scarf and having to drop it inside. So if you're a beginner golfer, this is a perfect tip if you're a beginner golfer or a very high handicapper. Shortening your backswing to a three-quarter feel, not wearing your arms like a scarf, but I would rather have someone have more shoulder turn and a shorter arm swing. So the arms are I'm not going to say passive, but they're not being worn like a scarf. So I'd rather have a shorter three-quarter arm swing to allow the arms to be controlled through the ball. Because if we're trying to wrap our arms around our neck like a scarf, the people who wrap and bend are the people that don't turn the shoulders. So I want a big shoulder turn, and then by turning back, you're going to create the speed through the ball. And this is something these three drills I'm definitely going to work with a lot of my clients this week. So expect this to be in lessons. We're just going to do it as a little test so you can get your feels for your irons and feel for your driver and learn how each length of clubs, the longest club in the bag, probably a 6 or 7 iron, and then a wedge, how they react to those forces. So yeah, the 3 tips this week. If you're struggling, you're going to do the stop drill. So you're just going to get 3 balls and you're just going to try and stop your hands at impact and see what happens. And then you're going to hit 3 balls. You do that 3 times. So that's 18 balls. The next drill is you're going to hit 3 slices and 3 hooks, one after each other, and then you're going to hit 3 normal shots. That's teaching you how to control the face through impact. So rotating it through, leaving it open, and then the other 3 is just going to be you just letting it go naturally. And you can look at those ball flights and dial yourself in. So are you a hooker? Are you a slicer? Do you hit a draw or fade when you hit the normal 3? And the other one is, well, don't let the arms, don't wear your arms like a scarf. Don't let them bend too much. I'd rather you have a big shoulder turn and passive arms than a big arm turn and no shoulder turn, because no shoulder turn you can't create any speed, and then all the angles that have got to come out of your wrists and your elbows from unfolding, all that's potentially 90 to 120 degrees has got to come out, and you've got to try and make contact with the ball. I'd rather you have passive arms and turn and drive through the ball and hit it further down the fairway. So give those drills a try. If you do want to like this podcast, write a review, tell your friends about it. Feel free, be fantastic. We are part of the Acast Creator Network. It is available on all major platforms. So Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Acast themselves, just to name a few. Get in touch if you do want any lessons of any sort: personal training, nutrition and weight management, golf performance. And of course, don't forget, 1 p.m. tee-off time, Sunday the 7th of July. There are 12 spaces available. That is it, just 12 spaces. You'll either get food beforehand or food afterwards. Choice is yours, but you need to let me know. You've got 2 weeks to let me know and sign up, and then we can get you all booked in. There's a event winner and there's a team winner prize. It's going to be a fun afternoon of golf, and hopefully we might even get some sun. Thank you very much for listening. My name has been Michael Joshua. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you try those tips out and they can help improve your game. Have a very good week, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye bye.